When you're in Co-op City in the Bronx, have you ever seen this and wondered what this is? It goes back to a time before Co-op City was built. It was once an amusement park called Freedom Land. It was a short-lived amusement park for 4 years from 1960 to 1964. This piece is the only remains from the park, and it was part of an attraction at the time. It was donated by somebody not that long ago. Next to the preserved piece is a map of Freedom Land when it was operating and the attractions in the park. They really wanted to be the next Disneyland? Yeah, right. Anyways, the whole idea behind Freedom Land was for entertainment and educational purposes. So when you're in the park, you're really taking a stroll through periods of time in certain cities and get a feel of what it was like living in those times. Freedom Land was aiming to bring history to life through its theme park attractions and interactive experiences. If you want to visit the remaining piece from Freedom Land, it is right behind the Burlington Coat Factory, which was once a Toys R Us and flea market, which is deeply missed. Let's take a look back in time when Freedom Land was operating. Freedom Land opened in June of 1960, and it was highly anticipated because it was an amusement park that blended with history, education, and entertainment, something that was never seen in the United States before. These pictures are the attractions in the park. You were able to go back in time to certain states and time periods to get a glimpse of what it was like living in those times. The plaque that you saw in the beginning of the video, this is where the entrance was for Freedom Land. However, the park suffered from a lot of financial difficulties. In its first week of opening, it actually was millions of dollars in debt, and throughout the 4 years, it increased even more, and it became difficult to maintain the park, and it had a lot of issues. Here is a video of Freedom Land when it was up and operating. To be honest, it looks kind of boring. I don't understand the concept. All I keep looking for is JCPenney. But anyways, it became difficult to maintain. There was low staffing. There was not enough resources to run the park. There was also a lot of people who weren't attending the park anymore. It became difficult to get customers to come back. Little by little, some parts of the park were closed down due to maintenance issues, lack of funding, or financial mismanagement, which led to the closure of the park in 1964. A lot of people preferred Playland, Disneyland, Coney Island, and 1964 World's Fair. When it closed down, a lot of its rides were eventually sold to other theme parks throughout the country. It may be considered a failed theme park, but its legacy lives on as being the first theme park to incorporate education in its themes and attractions. After the park closed, Co-op City was built in the late 60s with its beautiful, luxurious buildings that overlook the East Bronx and the amazing Bay Plaza Mall. What could we do without it? All built on marshland. That's why it smells like a swamp when it rains. But do you remember going to Freedom Land when it was operating in the 60s?